transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado. It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments.
Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand right back from Mike Perry. Now 3-0 in BKFC.
Could I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. We'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City, Utah, folks. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight.
Perry on the turn, coming for the left hand. Right hand from Mike Perry, double jab. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
80 seconds remaining on number one.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this motherfucking thing all the way to the top now.
What is up, great friends? What's happening? It is Kaplan and Crew. It is a Tuesday. Got Grande, got the Brown Man. And as always, we're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. Tons to get to today. Things we never even touched yesterday from the NFL preseason. Breaking news from inside the NFL related to quarterbacks and injuries. We'll get to all of that. The NL West is on absolute fire between the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, and the Padres. All were winners last night. We'll get to all of that. There's still a lot of leftover stuff from the Olympics, and we're just getting onto the airwaves, whether it's on TV all over SportsGrid or on channel 159 on Sirius XM, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. Glad you guys are here. Grande, Brown Man, what's happening today, fellas?
What up?
What's up?
What's up? I was at the game last night, baby.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I did see some pictures of you last night down at the Padres game. Was that the game that my boy David Mitchell hooked you up with those tickets, or was that a different situation?
No. Shout out to him and his wife, man. They hooked me up. Sweet seats, baby. Sweet seats down the third base line.
Yeah, David and Victoria Mitchell, shout out to you guys. They had contacted me, and they're like, yo, would Browner like to use our tickets for any of the games? Alex, I know you've sat there also up in the, what's the name of that area, Browner, up there in like left field at Petco Park?
Cutwater Agave.
Yeah.
Something
yeah.
along those lines.
The agave something or other, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of good food in there, a lot of good drinks all up in it, great seats, you know, and last night, at least in San Diego, listen, I didn't see exactly what happened in Milwaukee other than Ohtani and Mookie, both with 2-run home runs, and the Dodgers won. I didn't get to see a whole lot of what happened in Arizona yesterday, but I was following that score between Arizona and Colorado going, oh my God, Colorado's got a lead. They're going to win. They're going to cool Arizona off. Arizona is unstoppable right now. They came fighting back and they won that game. And to the Padres' credit, you know, Joe Musgrove made his return last night, and it's been several months since Joe Musgrove has pitched for the Padres. He pitched shutout baseball. And then this kid, Jackson Merrill, I know we've talked about Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh and Jackson Merrill in San Diego for Rookie of the Year. Jackson Merrill has been so unbelievably clutch with his bat, but last night he makes a game-winning, game-saving, game-ending walk-off catch, rolling to his left from center field and diving and making this brilliant catch. This is a little boy. He's 21 years old. He's a little boy. Mm-hmm. Seriously, the kid is unbelievable. So What a night last night in the NL West. Browner, how was the ballpark last night? On fire, packed? What was the deal?
Man, listen. First of all, the park in the park. I didn't know there was grass out there because I couldn't see it. Grass where? There were human bodies everywhere. Literally, you almost could not see the grass. So that was alarming, but interesting. On a Monday night, nice night outside, place was packed, man. Place was absolutely packed. People were locked in. They had a giveaway, but it was locked in, not a bobblehead.
I know half my softball team was missing yesterday because they all wanted that stupid T-shirt. And I was like, "Come on, y'all! It's just a T-shirt, man."
And so it was everybody in the park were absolutely engaged in the game. It was a 100% Padre crowd, which I mean, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates, but it was just energy like they feel like something is happening.
Well, just think about this for 1 second. And the people listening across the country, not just in San Diego, think about this. Monday night, San Diego Padres versus the Pittsburgh Pirates. 45,400 people in attendance.
Okay, just time out on that for a second, because I got to put that into perspective for all of our friends listening in other parts of the country. You guys got to understand something. 6-7 years ago, a Pittsburgh San Diego game in San Diego on a Monday night, 11,000. Okay,
maybe.
Right,
maybe.
And the ballparks, Petco Park, which USA Today says is the best ballpark in the country. And look, I know there's a lot of people out there that will fight it. Pittsburgh PNC, amazing. San Francisco, incredible. Philadelphia's got a relatively new ballpark. Dodger Stadium's got the history. New Yankee Stadium's
Wrigley,
got
Boston.
Right. Fenway, Wrigley. There's great ballparks all around the country. What makes San Diego stand out is San Diego is really the first, as I know it, to really infuse all of the local beers, tequilas, restaurants, etc. And it became more of an entertainment experience long before it was about winning baseball games. So you got to understand, not a lot has changed inside the park other than the team on the field, which, listen, pre-All-Star break, a lot of us thought this thing was going to be going down. Turns out, coming out of the All-Star break, these guys have been on fire like never before. But what makes it super interesting and what makes it really exciting, which is what's got me all jazzed about it, it's not just that the Padres are on fire. It's that the Dodgers are on fire too, and they know that the Padres and the Diamondbacks are coming. And as much as the Padres are on fire, most of us kind of forgot a little bit about Arizona. You cannot not pay attention to Arizona because they're equally as on fire. Now you have three teams, Dodgers, Padres, and Diamondbacks, all absolutely in fuego and all battling right now like never before.
Dude, it's so insane right now because what the Dodgers, when they went through their injury struggles, to say, they had a losing record for the first time in the month of July since 2016, right? Like a losing record for one whole month. So the Padres and Diamondbacks did their job. They closed the gap. They didn't get there, but they closed the gap. Now here comes the Dodgers reinforcements. Here comes their superstars. They have the best record in baseball. They are currently tied with the Guardians and Orioles for the best record in baseball. That's how amazing the Padres and Diamondbacks have been playing as of late. They closed the gap, and the Dodgers still have the best record in baseball. Like, it's absolutely insane. At the same time, the Dodgers have gone up the top of the NL rankings. At the same time, the Padres and Diamondbacks have built a really nice lead in the wild card all of a sudden. All of a sudden, they got a 4+ game lead in the wild card out of nowhere because they've been playing lights out. Incredible baseball. The Padres are the hottest team in baseball in the last 20 games across the league.
But it's a Monday night. You're playing against Pittsburgh. And oh, by the way, it's not just any Monday night. I'll just give you guys an example. Today, where my 4 kids all went to high school, today is the first day of school. So this is the first year where I don't have a kid in school. Now, I got one that's leaving Sunday, and she's going to Amsterdam, and she's going to do a semester abroad, and then she'll come back in December, and then, whenever January, she'll go back to Tulane.
In theory, she'll come back in December.
Say that again?
In theory, she'll come back in December.
What does that mean?
You're going to once you hit that European lifestyle for 6 months,
Oh,
You get different. You come back
Suck
different,
in,
bro.
man.
oh man,
You just stay
I
there.
was,
You get
I was
comfortable.
thinking that you were thinking that I had to be like Liam Neeson. I got a certain set of skills. I will come over there and kill
Oh,
everybody
no.
if I have to. No,
That would be great for
Yeah.
you. I mean, not really great, but that would be entertaining if that
Yeah.
actually did happen.
I don't
No.
actually have that set of
I
skills. By
can't
the
even
way,
see you karate chopping a man physically. I
You're just
can't.
gonna
see that.
throw water bottles as left-handed, everybody.
Right.
Hey,
Knock those fools out.
only if you're a Lyft driver. Not even an Uber driver gets a left-handed water bottle.
Guy
Perfect
arrives
spiral
in-
for me.
He arrives in Amsterdam with like 40 half-filled bottles, just slinging them. Where's my kid?
But my little one, okay. Today would be the day that she would be going back to high school. So now, as the high school starts, remember Monday night, last night, kids are going back to school. So that used to be a convenient excuse. Well, how come there are only 11,000 people there? Oh, because it's school. It's Monday night. The summer's coming to an end. San Diego, here's how you know. If you watch SportsCenter and you see the highlights from around baseball, there are certain cities, LA, San Diego now, St. Louis, New York, I suppose Philadelphia, maybe somebody would say Atlanta, but I'm telling you, there are only a handful of cities in the country where every night the ballpark is jam-packed regardless of who the opponent is. And San Diego has become one of those places. And trust me when I tell you guys, it's been 20 plus years on the radio in Southern California. This is a new phenomenon. Trust me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we're just getting going. I want to say to everybody who's watching and everybody listening, when we return from this very short 2-minute break, I'm going to ask everybody watching and everybody listening to contribute to today's broadcast. Okay? Contribute to today's broadcast. I'm going to explain how next. This is Kaplan and Crew.
Russell Wilson listed as quarterback one on, of course, every team's got to put out these dopey unofficial depth charts before their preseason games. Wilson listed as one, but Fields is going to start the preseason opener against the Texans.
I still think they're going to start Wilson, but, if they start Fields, so be it. Like, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I know this. I think they're both talented.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
What is the ceiling for this kid? Now that he's got the money, and we saw something click with him, what is the ceiling for a Jordan Love in this Green Bay team?
Deepest pass target group in the National Football League. 2 stud tight ends. They're legit 5 deep at receiver, 7 bona fide pass target deals. Come on, man. This guy could be a stud. Top 5 quarterback.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Say the under has the correct juice to the 6.5 win total for the New York Giants. It's a losing season. It's a bad season in the greater New York area. Is Brian Daboll and is Joe Shane back next year?
As a Giants fan, what are you looking forward to? Absolutely nothing. You're hoping like the Yankees make a long enough run so you can forget about the Giants.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship.
The golf has been mesmerizing.
They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
All right, great friends. Hey, this is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. And as always, we are in the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. If you're looking for a great place to play blackjack, poker, other table games, have an incredible lunch, dinner, brunch on the weekends. You want to have a place where you can be playing blackjack while watching the ball games and having a nice stiff drink and some really great food. That is 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. And for everybody that's in San Diego or Southern California, it's the place to be. Easy freeway access, 7 minutes south of downtown, and no smoking. But if you happen to be coming into San Diego, visiting, maybe your baseball team is coming into town, maybe you're going to be on a vacation, maybe you're taking the kids to SeaWorld or Legoland, whatever the case may be, if you want to play cards, the place to go is 7 Mile Casino, and their website is 7milecasino.com. Hey, Browner, a big shout out as we get started here in this second segment to Rick Borba. Rick is the gentleman who owns the Gas Lamp Tavern, one of our newest partners here
Yeah.
on the show. And Rick is all up in our live YouTube chat right now. And Rick, just actually, as a matter of fact, Alex, you could probably put his message up on the screen because I see he's kind of letting everybody know what's going on. Rick says to all the great friends, if anyone wants to hold their fantasy draft at my venue, reach out, 20% off food and beverage. Rick, we appreciate that. Browner, what's the update on August 31st? It's a Saturday, and it's the Kaplan and
2
Crew
p.m.
Fantasy Football Draft.
2 p.m. Gas Lamp Tavern, Paddock on 5th. Rick's going to be there. Great friends going to be there. There's going to be a live Padre game since y'all want to just go down there and watch them. They'll be on the road, so come watch the game with us down there and all our fantasy draft people. All our fantasy draft people. Y'all already know, if you ain't there, you ain't in. So unless you don't want your spot to get stolen, you better show up on time.
Is it my understanding that in our fantasy football draft or in our whole league, there's 12 teams, but 11 are already spoken for, but we're going to give away the opportunity for somebody to win the 12th spot? Is that true?
Yes, sir. That's the rule.
Okay. All right. Very rigid. Hey, listen.
In person, I can go. In person, I'm the best commish ever. Over the interwebs, not so much.
No. All right.
No.
So who's in though right now? It's you. Is it probably JDD Ocampo?
I got it. I got Miss Molly's.
You're
in there.
asking Browner to list names.
Yeah, right.
I gotta check the.
Come
I
on,
gotta
man.
check the. Gotta check the old messages.
You got Cap 2. I'm sure Mark Capoff, Cap 2 is in there.
So now Mark didn't get in on time.
Oh, really?
So Mark's trying to even. Okay, so it's JD. Oh no, Cap 2 did get in. Christopher Moreno, Tommy, Miss Molly, Andre Prado, Graham Smith, David P, me, and then there's a secret person out there somewhere who might or might not get in.
All right. Well, hey,
Look,
I want to
go get those names. You know, sir, I went and got those names. See, don't hate.
Don't hate. Celebrate.
Don't hate, bro.
Hey, I want to remind everybody, Gas Lamp Tavern, downtown San Diego.
And Saturday, Rick just told us. Also, Ben Del Mar on Saturday. So, Scott, if you got a horse racing too on Saturday the 31st, we bet you down there. Bet you down there.
That's just it. You've got Gas Lamp Tavern, you've got Revel, and you've got Paddock on 5th. His 3 amazing places. Paddock on 5th is the only place to do off-track betting. So if you want to bet Saratoga, you want to bet Del Mar, or any racetrack around the country, you can do it at Paddock on 5th. But make sure you stop by the Gas Lamp Tavern, look for Rick, and say, yo, I'm a great friend, because Rick's a great friend. And so that automatically makes you familiar. You understand what I'm saying? I think you do. All right, let me do this. Before we get back to the NL West, one last piece of housekeeping. To all of the great friends who are watching and listening, I want everybody to all contribute to the growth of the show, because I have become obsessed with, now that we've got this SportsGrid deal, we got to take advantage. Because when you look at like Amazon Prime and you look at the TV listings, you're going to see like the Jim Rome show, then Kaplan and Crew, the Dan Lebitard show, Rich Eisen, whatever the case may be. We have elevated to that level now. But here's the only way we're going to be able to take over and dominate this time slot, which is a very coveted slot all throughout the country on sports radio. The only way we're going to be able to do it is if we do it together. Okay? It requires everybody. Everybody who's here, especially all of our Southern California listeners, those you guys who've been with us for 20 years, you got to help us spread the word nationally. So here's what I want you to do. If you go to Kaplan and Crew on Twitter, at Kaplan and Crew, you'll see every day Alex posts a tweet. It tells you what's coming up on the show. You guys all got to go onto Twitter, and everybody needs to retweet the original Kaplan and Crew tweet. Once you guys all do it, and we've got thousands of people watching, listening, once you guys all do it, it'll just keep regenerating, and then people will go, oh, okay, let me check these guys out. And then they'll click on it and they'll watch on Twitter. We're going to be like Elon Musk and Donald Trump. We're on Twitter like they're on Twitter. Did they make it onto Twitter?
No idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really? I thought Elon Musk was supposed to be interviewing Donald Trump on Twitter.
He did. He did. He did. It was glitch filled. It dropped a couple times. Then they said there was a DDS attack, which I don't know what that means.
Like a dentist? Some dentist attacked him?
This is
With
Elon
floss.
Musk, the guy who owns the site, saying that they were attacked to try to knock down the numbers. It's reported that they said it was over 70 million, which is also being knocked down by saying they were impressions and not. And people are going into literal detail on how Twitter works to dispute the numbers that Elon Musk, and there are reports being written that there was not real lot of traffic at all. So both sides are saying different things, but they did talk. It happened. There's audio of it, and Donald Trump sounds like Daffy Duck.
I don't know, man. All I know is that now I feel like I understand why Elon Musk was buying Twitter, because that dude wants to influence things all around the world. The
All
U.S.
around the
elections or anything else he might want to try and
Riots
influence.
in Europe.
Seriously, that guy, he's got the power now of owning that platform and doing with it whatever he wants to do with it. So, all right. So listen, let me say this. I want to get us back on track here. But again, I'm encouraging everybody. We have to do this together. If you are a great friend, if you have been with us in local radio forever, if you are proud that your local show has gone national and you want to help it grow and help build it, then you got to do your part. So go on to Twitter, find our tweet at Kaplan and Crew, and then retweet that rascal. You feel me?
Rascal?
Well, you got to retweet that thing.
There we go.
Yeah. So, all right. The National League West. Let me get us back on track. Huge night for the Padres because it was the return of Joe Musgrove. Joe Musgrove, starting pitcher, has been the face and the heart and the soul of this Padre team for the last 2 to 3 years. He finally made his return back to the mound. For the Dodgers, Mookie Betts comes back after breaking a bone in his hand by being hit by a pitch. And in his first game back, not only does he go back to his natural position of right field, but he hits a 2-run home run. So the Dodgers get reinforcements. The Padres do as well, and the Diamondbacks may have trouble. Stick around.
Try and set the stage for what should be a great year of NFL action.
There's a handful of teams that potentially can compete for a Super Bowl championship.
Confusion and uncertainty this year more than some in the past.
This team looks like it's ready to make a move, but we just don't know if it's bad or good this year.
J.J. McCarthy is eventually going to take over, but it's a no-lose situation for them.
I mean, they suck. They were 7-10.
Only on SportsGrid.
I'm talking about playing Keontae George, Taylor Hendricks, Isaiah Collier, the rookie, Cody Williams, the rookie, Bryce Santamore, second year, maybe keeping Walker Kessler. That means either Danny Ainge thinks that they're going to be a championship team in 3 to 4 years, or he's going to wait 1 year and he's going to trade Lauri Markkanen and he's going to get the farm.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
Say the under has the correct juice to the 6.5 win total for the New York Giants. It's a losing season. It's a bad season in the greater New York area. Is Brian Daboll and is Joe Shane back next year?
As a Giants fan, what are you looking forward to? Absolutely nothing. You're hoping like the Yankees make a long enough run so you can forget about the Giants.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
The bottom of this field is a bunch of guys, quite frankly, that aren't on the tour, aren't on the DP tour, aren't on the Korn Ferry tour.
You know, the top 25 or so in this field, I mean, you've got Rory, you've got Lowry, you've got Scheffler, you know, all four Americans, Minwoo Lee and Jason Day. And you go to Mito Pereira and Joaquin Neiman out of Chile. So, you know, it really is pretty deep.
In-game live, prime time, only on SportsGrid.
This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man, and this segment is being brought to us by our great friends at Blenders Eyewear, blenderseyewear.com. Polarized lenses, the coolest frames. You want those Coach Primes? They got them for you. Alex, what did you get yesterday? You got those new F1 Red Bull Series glasses?
Yeah, the ORBR4s.
Yeah, those look dope. The ones that I'm wearing right now, I know a lot of people think they're super obnoxious, but I happen to freaking love them. I love the color. They're the perfect summertime glasses. If you are buying new sunglasses anywhere in the country, go to blenderseyewear.com. Use our discount code Kaplan, Kaplan. You're going to save 20% on Blenders Eyewear. Born in San Diego, but now worldwide. and utilizing sports like F1 or college football to really, really engage with everybody. So enjoy them, love them, get them, and save money by using our discount code Kaplan. All right. Somebody was saying in our live YouTube chat, it's kind of scary that the Padres are playing the best ball ever. And when I say ever, I don't mean ever this season or ever the last 5 years. I mean like statistically the best baseball that the Padre organization has ever played. Whatever
This
that
kind of
number
stretch
is.
they've done twice. 17-3.
Uh-huh.
They've only done it twice. 98 and 2005. That's it.
98 was a World Series year where they lost to the Yankees in the World Series, the Tony Gwynn teams. The 2005 team, I want to say, won the NL West, but was not like a real contender for the World Series. In fact, if I have to, this is 19 years ago, but I want to say they got knocked out in the first round by St. Louis. That's like a Jake Peavy type of a Bruce Bochy Padres team. So we don't see this. We don't see 17 out of 20. We've called on it forever. It was 500 baseball the entire first half. Okay, Browner, go ahead.
One of us did. Retracted, but he did. Came out strong.
Immediately retracted, but he did.
Yeah, realized the math and was like, wait a minute. Carry the 1, divide. Okay, wait a minute. But I called it. I had faith. Blind no less, but I have faith.
Yeah. But it is incredible that when your team, whoever your team is, wherever you are around the country, I mean, you could be a Brewers fan, you could be a Braves fan, you could be a Phillies fan, it doesn't matter. When your team goes on this kind of a run, it usually means that they've caught up or even surpassed and gotten into first place when you're in the middle of a playoff race like this. The Padres have been so good, but so has Arizona been incredible. And frankly, even though last week we were kind of looking at the Dodgers going, maybe they're a little bit down because they had lost to the series at home against Philadelphia and there were all these injuries, the Dodgers are on fire too. And they got Mookie Betts back yesterday. So now you've got Ohtani and Mookie back at the top of your lineup. They're getting their Cy Young caliber pitcher in Walker Buehler back. Alex, take us through this list of what the Dodgers are doing getting healthy.
Yeah, except one. Mookie Betts obviously back yesterday, home run. Walker Buehler starting tomorrow. Max Muncy on a rehab assignment. Tommy Edman on a rehab assignment. Yamamoto is going to face hitters this week. They did lose another pitcher, though, and another Tommy John coming their way. River Ryan, who's been filling in for him. And I don't know what's going on there with the Dodgers. That story needs to be checked out because Dustin May, Tony Gonsolin, Walker Buehler, River Ryan, like it's Tommy John Central in LA. Like they can't, everyone's getting Tommy John over there.
And yet somehow they continue to find ways to win.
They have the best record in baseball.
Right, which is incredible. Now, on the other hand, for the Padres, getting Joe Musgrove back is a really big deal. And the performance that he had last night, look, it's not like he pitched some complete game, shutout, but he did shut out Pittsburgh through, I want to say, was it 4 1/3? So, I mean, pretty impressive performance to get Musgrove back and to get him to look like that. Because listen, we don't know what Walker Buehler is going to look like for LA, but we know what he did look like when he tried to come back earlier in the season. Clayton Kershaw is working his way back. He had another decent night.
I saw the highlights last night. He looked locked in. The ball, that thing was moving.
Yeah, he does look. He's, you know what it is with him, with Kershaw, he's progressively getting better every game. Like it's almost as if he's working himself into shape, So the Dodgers got reinforcements coming. The Padres get Musgrove back. And, I thought an interesting story yesterday that went a little under the radar was this idea that Yu Darvish could be coming back to the Padres, that he's pitching against like live hitters. I didn't even dig too deep into it. Like, is he here in San Diego?
That's not, I wouldn't even start thinking about that though, because even yesterday there was a write-up this morning actually about a quote from the Padres manager, Mike Shildt, who's like, I didn't even ask him about baseball. Like we know he's in town, but we're not even asking him about baseball. Like, so they're not even close.
Well, what's he doing? Is he pitching to live hitters at some high school field?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, it would occur to me that if I'm Yu Darvish and I'm back in San Diego and I am throwing the ball, I'm working myself back into shape because you know what? It's going to get into late August. You're going to get into what's going to happen in September, and you might be finding yourself playing in October. So I am going to put a little bit of crossing my fingers on Yu Darvish coming back. NL West is where we started. We're going to move into some NFL. We got a lot of preseason stuff we never got to yesterday. And coming up, Alex's new quarterback is already hurt. Let's get to the details next on Kaplan and Crew.
What has happened? What has transpired here at the First Bank Center here in Denver, Colorado? It wasn't just a big night of fights. It was a big night of memorable moments.
Conor McGregor with us here in Denver, Colorado. Good left hand from Rockhold. Right hand right back from Mike Perry.
Could I get a face-off with Conor McGregor, man?
It's an incredible setup here, incredible matchmaking, incredible storytelling. Oh, you had to come here. All these fighters that step in here are warriors, and all have my respect. And I'm into this game, yeah. I'll be into this, yeah.
And we are live here in the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake City, Utah, folks. What a night. It is going to be historic indeed for BKFC 56.
Whoever's the king of violence right here, this is going to be a great fight. Perry on the target. Right hand from Mike Perry. Double check. Who's the king of violence? I am!
Combat fighting in its purest form, bare knuckle fighting in the city of angels.
80 seconds remaining.
We've got the biggest announcement in the BKFC history we're about to make, so let's make that announcement.
What's up, Knucklemania? The notorious Conor McGregor here. Ladies and gentlemen, the huge announcement that I have for you today. Conor McGregor, myself, and McGregor Sports and Entertainment is now an owner of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Welcome to the big leagues. David Feldman, baby, we did it.
He's now an owner of BKFC with us, and we're going to take this thing all the way to the top now.
All right, great friends, wherever you are, however you're watching, however you're listening, all of our SportsGrid viewers on Amazon Prime, on Roku, on Samsung, on Fubo, on you name it, we're on it. To all of our great listeners on channel 159 on Sirius XM, big shout out to my man, Uncle Larry. Larry, my Nike plug, tuning in today, cruising around Southern California and loving the show on channel 159 on Sirius. To all of our great friends who are on our live YouTube chat, to everybody who's watching on Twitter, on Facebook Live right now, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, we are glad to have you guys here. We're in the 7 Mile Casino studios, 7milecasino.com. All right, Grande Brown Man. Started off with baseball and National League West. Move a little bit into some football here for a second. Alex.
Yeah.
Your guy, J.J. McCarthy, first-round draft choice of your Minnesota Vikings. We didn't get to it yesterday. Vikings this past weekend, J.J. McCarthy's performance. Browner, I know you want to be, I know you want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler fan now, just because the Bears let your quarterback go off to Pittsburgh. But you got to look at what Caleb did this past weekend and be pretty happy with game one of his preseason. So, Alex, what happened? The news today to JJ?
As a torn meniscus. Yeah.
I don't mean to laugh at the kid. I mean, I'm rooting for the kid. I really am.
Yeah.
I love the way the offseason story was him, finding his way, moving up the draft board and becoming a first-round draft choice and, thinking Minnesota was like a great place for him. Everybody who listens for a long time knows that Kevin O'Connell is a kid that we watched grow up here in San Diego, watch him play high school football at La Costa Canyon, watch him play college football at San Diego State, pretty much raised him in the broadcast industry until he decided to go off and get into coaching. So I'm a huge Kevin O'Connell fan. I'm rooting for the Minnesota Vikings. I feel terrible for J.J. McCarthy, but the face of a Vikings fan, you finally have your quarterback of the future in year one.
Relax with the whole quarterback of the future thing.
I like J.J. McCarthy.
Everybody in Minnesota knows that we don't have quarterbacks of the future on that organization. Okay, we just have the next guy.
Oh yeah,
we just have guys under contract.
Yeah, you have future free agent. Is that what you got?
Yeah, it's like guys with a contract, guys that are going to play football. Here's my emotionless reaction to the J.J. McCarthy injury. Sam Darnold was going to start anyways. Like that was the expectation. The expectation was that Sam Darnold will be QB1 until JJ takes the job. Okay, great. No, nothing changes there. Here's my emotion about this whole thing.
Oh.
Sam Darnold was going to be the quarterback. This changes nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, if you're a Vikings fan and you got excited after one preseason game, I refer to you, go watch our show on Friday. Like, I don't care about preseason. I don't care what you look like in preseason because none of it matters in preseason. So, great. JJ looked good. Cool. Just get healthy. He'll be back, and he'll be a starter eventually. And then in 4 years, we'll have another one because as a Vikings fan, that's what it is. Can't break me. Can't hurt me. I've seen it all. It is what it is.
Okay. So a torn meniscus. We're going to have to get the Pro Football Doc on the show to find out what is the diagnosis on a torn meniscus. Is that a full year?
It just depends on the severity of it. Will it be a full repair? Will it be a full trim? That changes the timeline. So the Vikings don't even know. At least they're not saying publicly what it's going to be until they have surgery, till they get in there, till they cut him open and see what they got to do. But I mean, dude, okay, let me ask you guys a question.
Oh, question time.
Sam Darnold is the quarterback of the Minnesota Vikings. Their win total is at 6.5. If Sam Darnold starts all 17 games, what's their win total?
Probably 7.
Okay.
Maybe.
Great. Scott?
I haven't looked at their schedule, but I mean, I think about Chicago being, I think they'll be
Better.
improved.
Not better than the Vikings, but better than last year.
Well, I mean, listen, they were a 7-win team a year ago, and they had the number 1 overall pick, not because they were 1-16, but because of the trades that they had made. So I think Chicago will be better. I know Green Bay
Lions won the division.
Right. I know Green Bay is a serious contender after what I saw them do the second half of last year and into the postseason. And I think the Detroit Lions, unless they have some major setback, I think the Detroit Lions are a very serious Super Bowl contender. You know, because at receiver, I'm a huge Amon-Ra St. Brown guy now.
Oh.
I even say his name right.
Let me ask you another question. A follow-up question.
A follow-up question.
Sam Darnold's a quarterback. We're looking at a 6, 7, 8 win team, maybe. JJ McCarthy's at quarterback. What are you expecting then?
5.
Maybe the same, maybe lesser than, but nothing less.
This year for the Vikings is you got your receiver. You got 2 receivers, actually. Your tight end is not even going to be playing, who you just gave money to because he tore his ACL in week 18. So the expectation for the Minnesota Vikings was not to be division contenders. It wasn't to be playoff contenders. It wasn't nowhere near a Super Bowl. And I think this injury just highlights that it's just going to be one of those seasons where they're going to build up to something.
I think that the injury is bad for the organization because this was the year, like you said, they weren't expecting to compete at a high level. And so these are the reps that you were hoping for him to get.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
While you were building towards something to see if this is the guy, because if he is the guy, now you can fill in other spots.
I will say this. This isn't Caleb Williams tearing his meniscus.
No, but I will just say that, like,
or anywhere near it.
Okay,
like,
but 2 parts to it. Number 1, I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. You know, I feel like Sam Darnold.
Oh, he's my boy since the USC days. I love that kid.
Right. Sam Darnold is a guy who, I don't remember, was he the number 1 overall pick in the draft? He was definitely.
I don't think so. He was top 5, I think.
Somebody will have to go back and fact check me, but he was a top level first round pick. And obviously, you know, things have not. 3rd pick overall. What year was that? Does it say?
2018.
2018. So listen, he's still a young guy. I mean, Sam Darnold should be pulling into the prime of his career right now.
He's 27.
Right. And he's now bounced. What is this? His 3rd or 4th team now?
4th team.
Right. So let's see. I'm thinking back San Francisco last year. Prior to that, Carolina. And prior to that, was it
Jets?
The Jets. Okay. So here's a guy, Jets, bad organization. Panthers, bad organization. San Francisco, really good organization, no place to play. So now I'm rooting for Sam Darnold. The only thing about JJ McCarthy is that if they're not really good and if they want to start preparing for the future, then they're looking for McCarthy to get reps later on. And if he's not available, this turns into a whole year wasted essentially because of injury. Browner, on the other hand,
but I don't think any of this changes. Like, none of these numbers are going to change because he's hurt. That's kind of my point. It sucks for his development and it sucks for the future, but I don't think for this year it changes much.
Can you put that slide back up on the screen? I just want to see what the Vikings numbers were like. Super Bowl odds plus 8,000. NFC Championship odds plus 3,500. NFC North odds plus 900. Playoff odds plus 240. And their over-under win totals is 6.5. So, yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that there's a lot of difference because McCarthy's hurt or not hurt. I'm rooting for him. But like I said, I'm also rooting for Sam Darnold. I'm rooting for Kevin O'Connell. So we'll see what happens. Browner, on the other hand, same division. We didn't talk about this yesterday. Give me a little analysis of what you thought of Caleb's debut. I saw a few plays, couple that were very typical, make it up as you're going kind of plays, but successful. And so what'd you think?
I thought it was very poised. I thought he was very professional. I thought he kind of knew what he was doing back there. He didn't seem to be rushed in any way. He didn't seem to be like not knowing where to go with the ball. It was just, it's what you would expect out of the number one pick, who people have been saying is a generational talent. I'm not finna start telling you, oh, he's Patrick Mahomes and Super Bowl, here we come. But I was what I saw. I didn't at one point think like, oh, well, he didn't know where to go with that ball, or this was bad or that was bad. He seemed very professional, very uniform, very ready to go, very ho-hum, veteran-like, very veteran-like, man. And they set him up to succeed with the plays that they ran. These plays that you were talking about, seeing him out of the pocket, it's because the offensive line is bad. It's still bad. It was bad last year, and it's going to be bad again this year. And so he's going to have to do some of those things, and he seemed equipped to do it. Anybody watch episode 2 of the Bears Hard Knocks? It's today.
No, because it comes tonight.
Okay, because I honestly...
And I'm out. I'm so out.
After episode 1, I was out.
I'm going to watch it, but I don't want to.
Yeah. Hey,
if it was my team, I would watch it. But
let me give everybody a quick shout out here to my guy, Brett Weiss, Life Brew, LYFE, lifebrew.com. What I'm holding in my hands right here, this is the decaffeinated mushroom coffee. I got the regular, the green stuff, which is the caffeine filled. You get 30% off when you use our code Great Friends. It's mushroom coffee, all the great health benefits, and you're going to love it. Life Brew, LYFE, lifebrew.com.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship. The golf has been mesmerizing. They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go!
That's what champions do.
All right, great friends. Hey, before the break, I was mentioning our friends from Life Brew Coffee. Here's the thing. If you are saying to yourself, well, what the heck is mushroom coffee? They take all these different naturally grown mushrooms. This is not going to trip you out and get you wasted, and you're not going to be, gone for 6 or 7 hours. The shiitake mushroom is a great source of vitamin B. The turkey tail mushroom is a great source for antioxidants and gut health. The king trumpet mushroom reduces inflammation. The lion's mane mushroom, this is the one I notice the most, supports memory, focus, and nerve regeneration. So check it out. It is a new national craze. It's mushroom coffee. Taste like a little sweet, like a little coconutty flavor. Got like a latte sort of a feel. Grande, how's Mama Padilla liking all the Life Brew coffee?
I don't know. I got to ask her. I got to get an update. I haven't talked to Mama Padilla in a few days. So I'll get that update for us tomorrow.
That really pisses me off. Like when my kids don't call me often, like my daughter in Boise, like I don't hear from her for like 3 days. And then yesterday she calls me. She's like, "Hey, are you on the air? Or do you have a minute right now?" I'm like, I'm on the air right now. You should know what time. She goes, "Okay." Cause I think, I have a leak in my tire of some kind and I'm not really sure what to do. And I'm like, you go to a tire store and you tell them that you think you have a leak. And then they look at it. And then let's say you have a nail in your tire. They fix it generally for free because they always want you to come back to them. Plus, when you're a cute girl, they'll do anything for you for free if you just know how to play the system right. So you need me to tell you this? Come on, girl.
Yeah, Dad. This is what they for. They're what they for. To somebody take off your hands, bro. You got to answer them calls. I think it's funny that you go, "My kids don't call me." It makes me mad. Like, what's the limit we're talking here? How many? So if, let's say, none of your kids call you for 2 days, are you looking for them? Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, and like I use Find My on my phone. You know what I mean? So I track all their asses. I track all them little biddies. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got Life 360. I said to my daughter Jaden, who's leaving to go to Amsterdam for a semester abroad, I said, "Girl, trust me when I tell you. When I text you, you return my texts. When I call you, you answer the phone." She goes, "Dad, it's 9 hours ahead over there in Amsterdam." I'm like, "Okay, well, we'll find time during the day where it's 9 a.m. Pacific time and it's 5 p.m. there in Amsterdam. When I text you, you answer the call."
And how did she respond to that?
"Okay, Dad, I will. Okay, Dad, I will." And then, like my little one, now I got to threaten her. I'm like, "Hey, you're not answering my text.
Yeah.
Guess you don't need this phone that I paid for anymore."
But let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, though.
How bad is that? How terrible parenting is that? I will
That's
take
great
that
parenting. That's good
She
parenting.
knows you're not going to take that phone away. That's an empty threat.
Let me ask you a question,
That one
Scott.
back. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Dad.
How often you call your parents?
Okay, so now that's interesting. So I
Because
generally
I would say I'm more on the boat of that age difference than their age. You know what I'm saying? Like my relationship with my mother is a lot not like me calling, "Hey, Mom, I got a flat tire. What do I do?" It's more of how you act with your parents now.
Well, I mean, my parents, I would say I speak to my parents, at least my father. I say I speak to my father almost every day. You
On
know?
the phone.
Yeah, and if not by phone, at least certainly by text. Like this morning, he texted me and he's like, "What's up, dog?" Like he hit me with the "What's up, dog?"
Yeah.
And then I say, "Ah, man, I'm working. I'm getting, I'm packing for LA today and blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Okay, what's going on?" I'm like, "Not much. What about you?" My dad's a boxing commissioner down in Florida. And so he's like, "I got a big bare knuckles MMA fight coming up this weekend down at Hard Rock."
Yeah. Shawn Merriman's here.
And I'm like, "Okay, Dad, right on." But at some point today, I'll call my father. And then if I get his voicemail, then I call my mother.
I always, and I do.
Where's Dad?
I've never said this to my mom herself, but I'll say it to the show.
How come
which
Dad
she's gonna
didn't answer the phone?
And this is going to sound bad, but it is what it is. The fact that my commute is 0 minutes now, my phone calling time is 0 minutes now. My mom would get lots of calls back in the day when I had to drive up to Solana Beach and be in traffic for an hour and a half. Now it's like I'm just popping things in. I got things to do, but there is by far, Mama Padilla gets a text message from me every day, probably 99% of the days.
Okay.
But a phone call is probably like 2 to 3 times a week max.
All right. All right.
Also, I got breaking news.
Okay, breaking news. Bum, 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 bum.
Do you consider updates a breaking news? Is that
Why
the
did
same
you just
thing?
jazzercise the breaking news?
What do you mean jazzercise it? Ba 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 ba. Do 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 do.
That's not what you did.
By the way, I love that. Can we record that and actually make that our official breaking news sound? The jazzification of breaking news.
You could, but the only problem is that I've asked you to get the board.
I have it
with all the sound effects, and Brown has it.
Call Mar, and you can have that conversation about putting something else in this room. Anyways, update.
Oh my God.
On Brandon Ayuk.
Oh geez. Time out. Before you give
boy.
the update. Before you give the update, remember the story last week. This was Friday. The story was, and it was reported widely, that Brandon Ayuk The Niners had a deal with the Browns. The Niners were going to send Brandon Ayuk to the Browns. The Browns were going to send back who's a receiver that the Browns have that they were going to
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, thank you, and some draft choices. And Brandon Ayuk squashed the whole thing by saying, I ain't going to Cleveland. I won't report there, so forget it. That ain't happening. So even though Ayuk doesn't have any sort of a no-trade clause of any kind, he essentially said, I wasn't going there. And so that nixed the deal. And by the way, that had a lot of people wondering, well, who then reported the story? Ayuk's not going to report it. His agent's not going to report it. The Browns don't want to be humiliated. Why would the Niners be putting this out there then?
So I'm sure someone thought the deal was going to get done, and they reported it, and then it fell flat on its face. Anyways, update on Brandon Ayuk. It's the old-fashioned standoff between Brandon and Brandon. What's he want to do? According to Rap Sheet, the Steelers and 49ers have a deal in place on a potential trade to send Brandon Ayuk to Pittsburgh. If San Francisco gives the final sign-off, it is done. On the other hand, San Francisco has an offer out to Ayuk on a long-term deal for him to stay. He hasn't accepted either at the moment.
Did it say what Pittsburgh would be returning to San Francisco?
No. Although all we know is that there is technically, according to reports, a deal in place for Brandon Ayuk to go to Pittsburgh, and the contract situation extension looks to be good on that side as well.
Okay.
Let's ask this question. Who gets moved first? Hassan Reddick, who requested a trade from the Jets.
Oh, that's a ridiculous story, yeah?
Or Brandon Ayuk?
Ayuk.
Who? I hope it's Ayuk. Because whatever's happening with Hassan Reddick, this looks bad for the Jets, and it looks bad for Hassan Reddick.
Shocker.
Like,
you telling me the Jets made a bad business move? What? That organization so well ran.
I actually have had the Jets way under my radar, even though it was one of my top 5 stories going into the season, like what happens to Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is not Brandon Ayuk. And we'll be back.
Wait, stick around.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship. The golf has been mesmerizing. They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes! Are you ready?
Let's go!
That's what champions do.
What is the ceiling for this kid? Now that he's got the money, and we saw something click with him, what is the ceiling for a Jordan Love in this Green Bay team?
Deepest pass target group in the National Football League. 2 stud tight ends. They're a legit 5 deep at receiver, 7 bona fide pass targets deals. Come on, man. This guy could be a stud. Top 5 quarterback.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
It just goes to show you how special this guy is, and I can't figure out why he doesn't cut through like the Tiger Woods of the world in that kind of dominant fashion in years past.
He stepped up to the tee box on the 14th hole, and he was 60-1 to win that golf tournament. You know, he was trailing by 6 shots, and he comes out on top.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
However many units are on the line, however many people, however many cocktails, like it's a perfect scorecard. And someone questioned him on one hole. He's like, well, one thing I never get wrong is the scorecard. And then we're on like 13 and he's adding up and he's like, this is wrong.
I looked back from number 13 and I'm like, I'm missing $140 somewhere. I don't know where I'm missing it. And I'm looking back and I'm like, no, yeah, it doesn't match up on 11. And I got to track it back to like number 7.
Only on SportsGrid.
All right, great friends. Hey, this is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. This segment being brought to us by our friends at Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty Services. Gary Cooper's been with this radio show for over 20 years. 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. For those of you in Southern California, you want to buy or sell or need some kind of a home equity line of credit, talk to Gary. If you're in Southern California and you want to talk to Gary about positioning yourself because you keep hearing all these stories about interest rates coming down, talk to Gary Cooper, 858-376-1299. If you're in another part of the country and you're like, well, how does that apply to me? remember this number, 858-376-1299. Gary stopped by the show on Friday and said to everybody who's listening nationally, he can help you too. Because let's say you are in Dallas, Texas, or Philly, or you're in Atlanta, and you need help in the world of buying or selling real estate. Gary can help you by connecting you to the right people in his network in those other markets. So call him, 858-376-1299. You know, all this talk about preseason football, J.J. McCarthy's injury, we started there. Brandon Ayuk and this potential trade to Pittsburgh. I love all these preseason stories. Like, I'm following the Raiders. You know, I'm following the Raiders because new coach, Antonio Pierce, but a defensive coach, new offensive coordinator, and Luke Getsy, who, you know, I really think the Raiders screwed up by not jumping on one of the available offensive coordinators earlier, and Getsy was kind of what was left to them. So now you've got
about Getsy, man.
Well, because you saw him in Chicago.
I told y'all, man.
But what you've got now is you've got a defensive coach for the Raiders. You've got a growing offensive coordinator. I don't want to put him down and say he's terrible and he's no good and he can't coach. I don't know that yet for sure. But you don't have a quarterback. So defensive head coach, offensive coordinator who's rising in the profession, who doesn't have a brilliant reputation, and you got no quarterback to speak of with the Raiders. Alex, if you put up on the screen the stats, we can take a look at what's going on so far. And granted, it's not very much sample size. But, you know, Aiden O'Connell's a mid-round draft choice out of Purdue who stepped in last year when they needed him. And Gardner Minshew is a guy who seemingly every time he's had a chance to play, his teams rally around him. He ain't no Super Bowl champion. He ain't going to Canton, Ohio anytime soon. But take a look at these stats, Alex. Go ahead and give us the comparison.
That's just from the first preseason game. Minshew, 117 yards and a touchdown. Aiden O'Connell, 76 yards, no touchdowns. Both looked fine. But I think from an outside perspective, Luke Getsy, the best thing that could happen to him is not having a quarterback with expectations. The best thing that can happen to an offensive player that's coming back from the expectations of a number one pick, of this guy's the quarterback's not the problem. It's the system. The system's the problem, not the quarterback. That's all I heard for everywhere from Chicago. Everyone wanted to defend Justin Fields as being the guy. It's Getsy's fault. You know what's going to save Getsy's job and make him probably look good? Is a
not having a quarterback?
Is about having a quarterback. No, Gardner Minshew can run his offense, and anything that Gardner Minshew does, it'll look like the old gunslinger just throwing interceptions. It's not the offense. It's that guy just is wild throwing picks. Like, this is the best thing that could happen to someone like Luke Getsy. I'm of the belief that Justin Fields was a large part of the problem in Chicago. I know some people don't agree here, but there's a reason why the organization decided to move on from him. A lot of reasons.
Well, come on, man.
Just everybody get ready because
very good.
Connor will defend Justin Fields.
Good.
Just
all
so
right,
you know.
Let's dance on this floor.
How good is Russell
I'm not
Wilson?
ready to give up on Justin Fields, by the way.
Let me ask you guys, how good is Russell Wilson right now?
Right now?
Yes.
Not very good because isn't he hurt?
So why is Justin Fields not the QB1 in Pittsburgh?
Again, Russell Wilson hasn't gotten on the field yet.
But he's still QB1. That's how bad Justin Fields is.
Okay, we're going to talk at the same time, or what's going to happen here? Okay.
Yes.
Mike Tomlin agreed to let this guy be the quarterback one. Then they ended up trading for Justin Fields. So now he's saying there's an open competition. In that division, why would you give away who the starter is until it's time to name who the starter is? Russell Wilson has been hurt the entire camp and hasn't had a chance to take snaps. Justin Fields did what he did in preseason one, depending on how you like it. People said he succeeded. He had two fumble snaps. Okay, let's call that what it is. Now, if we're going to talk about Luke Getsy, okay, from a person who watched every game he called, there were games he was fantastic when he tailored his game plan to Justin Fields' strengths. When he tried to have Justin Fields play like Jordan Love, it looked terrible. And that's not my opinion. That's everyone's opinion. So the Raiders picking up Luke Getsy, the best thing that could happen to him is that they have no-name quarterbacks. Because if you put somebody in there with an ounce of expectation, he's going to fail. So if they suck anyway, it won't matter who the offensive coordinator is because they suck at quarterback. So eat that.
Hear that, Alex?
Yeah.
You hear what your man Browner
Listen,
said here?
I think I'm on the right side right now. Justin Fields not very good. Okay.
Well, I'm not
that hard.
Listen, I'm not giving up on Justin Fields. Like I said yesterday, I'm not giving up on Stetson Bennett yet, just the same way I didn't give up on Tua. We'll get more into the NFL preseason and back.